Once upon a time, there were 3 dinosaurs. Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway.
Wave.
One day, for no particular reason, the 3 dinosaurs made their beds, arranged their chairs, and cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding at varying temperatures. Papa Dinosaur said,
"Oh boy, it's finally time to leave and go to the, someplace else."
"Yes," continued Mama Dinosaur.
"I sure hope no innocent little succulent child happens to buy our unlocked home while we are someplace else." Har har, off to hunger.
The other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big, evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression.
Make a dinosaur noise.
The 3 dinosaurs went to someplace else, and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. Just then, the force boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind.
Gotcha!
The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like,
"Be patient, Papa Dinosaur, the trap is not yet sprung."
but that could have been a rock falling, or a squirrel. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into a strange, enormous house. So as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous house, she barged right in. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled the 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Mmm, said Goldilocks.
That chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of that counter.
Then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there and certainly wasn't left on purpose. Goldilocks climbed the ladder and found 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. The first bowl of pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl was too cold, but who cares about temperature when you've got chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by now she hardly noticed. Soon, Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole world for hungry dinosaurs. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair, so she hiked over to the bedroom. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big.
"What is going on around here?"
groaned the exhausted girl.
"The bears that live here must be nuts."
Just then, the room filled with a loud booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating.
A few more minutes and she'll be asleep. Delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested.
Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking.
"Hey,
She told herself.
this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house."
So say what you want about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. Just then, a loud flame flew by, which sounded pretty much like the trio of dinosaurs yelling,
"No! Charge!
"No!" Or the Norwegian expression,
No! One time!"
Suddenly, and completely coincidentally, the 3 dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late.
Oh.
Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were 3 disappointed dinosaurs. The
Oh,
end.
man. Oh, man.
The end. Great job. Give it hand for our actors. All right. So now Amy and Hannah are going to tell our, Rose are going to tell our next story.
The Goldilocks crown back.
All right, guys, go ahead and sit back down. first choice
And I
this
have
time.
3 aliens.
I want to be one.
Well, hold on. Let's see. Anybody else who wasn't? Do you guys want to be one since you weren't last time? All right. There's your alien. Do you want to be an alien? All right. There's your alien. And do you want to be an alien too? Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. Now we need a robot.
I want to be a robot. And what else?
You already had a turn, Reese. You're good.
Rainy, remember to take turns. Okay.
You want to be our robot?
And Tinkerbell gets to hold the very special sign.
Very special favor?
Yeah. And Alice will tell you how you're going to hold the sign. And then you can come over there to do that. All right, and then our audiences laugh and clap at their story calls.
Yeah.
All right, robot. You want to look outside the front?
All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to put this in for you.
Okay. This is called The 3 Little Aliens and the Big Bad Robot by Margaret McNamara and Mark Fearing.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little aliens named Bork, Gork, and Nickelwitz. Their mother felt it was time for them to find planets of their own, and as they left, she reminded them to stick together and look out for the big bad robot, who probably wanted to chew them up. The 3 little aliens traveled far and fast. Just past a bend, a big planet swirling with dust loomed into view. Bork spotted a shiny space rover zipping around its mountains and plains.
Awesome!
She said,
I'm going to live at that. Ma said to stick together.
called Niskowitz. But Bork had already zipped too far away to hear. Niskowitz and Gork traveled on. Niskowitz didn't like the looks of the next planet either.
Nowhere to breathe.
He gasped.
Piggy piggy.
Gork said. Then just ahead, he spied a giant planet with huge golden rings around it. He jumped on the passing satellite and caught a ride on a ring.
Whee!
He squealed,
This is what I call home. We can't live on a ring that goes around in circles.
yelled Niskowitz.
We'll get dizzy.
But Gork wasn't paying any attention. Now Nickelwitz was all alone. He traveled deeper and deeper into space until he spotted a massive blue planet far out in the galaxy. It had 13 moons and refreshing breezes.
This faraway place is where I'll build my home.
He said.
It will be safe from the big bad robot.
Nickelwitz found everything he needed to make sturdy walls. He gathered stardust to keep his home bright and found solar panels to keep it warm. Then he grabbed a tall, shiny telescope.
This'll do for a chimney.
He said, though no one heard him. Rock by rock, row by row, Nickelwitz built the perfect house. When he was finished, he sat down and locked the door. His house was not very busy or cool, but it was very safe, and there was room enough for all 3 little aliens,
I hope they come to visit soon.
said Nickelwitz.
Emily.
Then, one galactic dawn, there was a rumbling in the universe. It was the big bad robot.
Here it comes.
Bork was so busy on her swirly red planet that she couldn't hear the robot's call. She didn't feel its giant footsteps as it leapt from star to star. And she didn't see the robot until it was right in front of her rover.
Little alien,
Bleeped the robot.
pull over, pull over. Not by the wheels of my trusty space rover.
Called Bork bravely.
Then I'll crack and smack and whack your house down.
Beeped the robot. And just like that, the robot cracked and smacked and whacked Bork's shiny rover into 100 pieces.
Beep, boink, beep, 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 or beep, beep.
As fast as the speed of sound, Bork jetted away, and the robot close behind her. Just as the robot was about to eat her up, she spotted Gork's satellite house.
Gork, Gork, help me.
She cried, but Gork was having so much fun surfing on the rings of his giant planet that he didn't hear Bork's cries. He didn't see the robot chomping on comets and ripping up open black holes until the big bad robot caught Gork's satellite in its huge metal claw.
Little alien,
It pointed,
come out of hiding. Now by the orbit of this ring I'm at.
called Gork's time.
What can we have?
Asked Gork.
Let's find Nickowitz.
Called Bork.
He'll know what to do.
Nickowitz had heard the robot's roar. He had seen what was going on with his brother and sister through his telescope, and he was ready. He flashed his solar panels halfway across the universe.
There he is.
Cried Bork and Gork, and they zoomed to Nickowitz's house as fast as the hurtling asteroid.
Get inside.
Called Nickowitz.
No time to waste.
No sooner had Bork and Gork slammed Nickowitz's solid space rock door than they heard the robot rumbling.
Little alien,
He queaked.
let me come in. Now for the slam of my chin chin chin.
Called Nickowitz.
Then I will smack and crack and whack your house down.
Zeeped the robot. The big bad robot bashed and crashed Nickowitz's strong solid house. But nothing happened. Then it pounded and smashed really hard. Not a crack. Then it loaded up its triple blaster and zapped that house, but good, that house would not fall down. So the robot forced its way into the little alien's house right down the chimney.
Whee! Honey!
The aliens covered their ears and waited for the robot to chomp them up. But halfway down in the telescope, that robot got stuck tight. It strained and it struggled. It moaned and it groaned. Nickowitz's house shook and shuddered